Hello everybody and welcome back to Make It Harder, and this is episode number 3 now. Episode number 3 in pretty much 1 day and a half. That's good, isn't it? I'm going to try and do a couple of episodes a day if I can, just to try and catch up, because I've fallen behind a little bit, haven't I? All these graphical issues have caused me no end of trouble. But anyway, we started off quite early. It's 8:13 in the morning. Still getting a nice bit of flickering, but I think it is dying off now ever so slightly. So pretty much know what we've got to do today, and that's why this is here ready to go. So October, it's our last chance to plant in some winter wheat, which is good because we need it for the chickens and we need it for the money, to be honest, because much like every episode, we're starting with not a lot, £840 to be exact. So yeah, we've got to start thinking of ways to make money. Now, this shouldn't actually take too long. It's a direct drill, not that it matters because it's freshly ploughed anyway. It doesn't actually look so bad today, does it? Doesn't look quite so bad, not that you can see it well with the lighting, but yeah, it seems to, as I've skipped through the game month, it seems to have removed all the tyre marks, which is what made it look really bad. So that's not too bad. That is okay. Now, I have been warned, and I have actually just caught up with a couple more of Daggerwin's episodes, and yeah, this potentially is quite a costly way of doing the house, but it's a little side challenge, isn't it? So I'm not too sure. Potentially we might sell that off. I think it will give us a little bit of money back, so if we get desperate, I will do that. But as it stands, it kind of needs, well, I don't really know how we're going to get the ingredients it requires, but I've got a sneaky feeling now, if it's anything like what I've seen with Daggerwin, once we get past that stage, it's going to need cement and all sorts. So it's looking like it's going to be very, very costly. So I'm not sure how to play that one. I'd love a little bit of advice and thoughts from you guys. And I guess it kind of brings me on. Let's do this in the background, because we've all watched people do this multiple times before, I'm sure. Yeah, it kind of brings me on to thinking, what do I do about the loan situation? Would actually help if I turned it on, wouldn't it? There we go. Yeah, what do I do about the loan situation? Do I have a limit? Do I set a limit? Do I just avoid loans altogether? Do I say I have to do 5 episodes, 10 episodes before I'm allowed to take advantage of loans? I'm not too sure how to play that, but the thing is, loans, at this point in time, loans could completely change the series, but not necessarily for the best, because yeah, one of the things I quite like about doing something like this is that you have to kind of struggle through, don't you? And yeah, I don't want to ruin that by taking out a loan too early. But I've got some good news. So, well, two bits of good news actually. So hopefully you are watching this now. For those of you who actually watch this on a TV, it'd be interesting to know your thoughts. But I have increased the bit rate quite substantially. So yes, I'm able to record in 4K, which is amazing. But I actually loaded it up after the last episode. I loaded it up on the big screen on the 65-inch telly, just to see how that quality was once it was kind of stretched to a large screen. And when you're looking at it on a phone screen, it looks fantastic, doesn't it? But when you're looking at it on a real big television, I still wasn't overly happy with what I've seen. So yeah, I've increased the bit rate 3 times the amount. So therefore, in theory, you should get a lot less blurring when there's lots of things going on. What I was noticing, like where we are now, when the video capture was picking up on all of these tree leaves, it was kind of blurring a little bit. Yeah, it wasn't amazing. So that would be cool if you can let me know. I know all of you, everyone watching, is good for giving me some feedback, so I really appreciate that. But hopefully you can see a difference. And the second bit of good news is this. Let me turn off the engine. Bendercat, helpful as ever, has given me a little bit of a mod. It's a mod adaptation from FS22, and you know, we're not going to claim any rights or anything to it, but it's just something I'm going to use for personal use and see the difference. Every episode we've done, you've had 5 things on sale. As you know, if you've watched Keep It Real, I always ran out with a heck of a lot more than that. And look at this. Look at how many used things. More realistic, I think, because there's always more than like 4 or 5 things available used, isn't there? So, well, that's quite interesting, actually, isn't it? And that is interesting. Yeah, so thank you very much for that. This is great. There will be an official version of this out at some point. Whether or not, again, it will hit consoles, I don't know. Is it classed as a script mod? Not too sure. But amazing. I keep going back and looking at this, you know. Do you know what? I haven't witnessed it yet, actually, but I do like the way that it's wearing the components down. Yeah. That's a pretty good tractor, isn't it? What is that? What engines that come with the 203 horsepower engine? Wow. It costs 33 grand extra to go to 234 though. That is really nice, you know. It's 91,681, so that's still far too much money. But it'd be quite nice to get a John Deere. The only time really I've ever used John Deere was on Alma. And, you know, I didn't really get around to doing that many on that, did I? So, yeah, I think that would be quite fitting to get a John Deere on this series. Plus we're in America. Maybe, you'll have to let me know. I mean, I guess that goes back to the whole loan thing, doesn't it? I mean, I'm more than happy, although this tractor in particular is very, very underpowered. It is really underpowered. Actually, it's a bit of a struggle, but that's what I like. So I don't mind continuing to try and cope with driving this thing around for a bit. It's fine by me. Would be quite nice to have that John Deere though. This direct drill is a bit of a nightmare on this size field. The drill itself is probably great, but not the shape of this field is pretty awful, isn't it? So it doesn't make for an easy. I think I've missed a bit over there to the right as well. It doesn't make for an easy job. Hopefully the next bit will be a bit easier anyway. I hope so. Fingers crossed. Right, this actually though really is not taking long at all, is it? That plough made this look difficult. Actually, it's not that difficult. Was it the plough that made it look difficult, or was it me that made it look difficult? That is a good point actually. It could well have been me that made it look really difficult. But yeah, that plough was a bit of a nightmare. Like I did mention, sometimes it's easier to use the smaller ploughs to do little things like this, isn't it? Right, anyway, this is going good. I've only just checked, you know, to make sure that I'm planting wheat. That would have been good, wouldn't it? Yeah, coincidentally, it kind of defaults to wheat, doesn't it? So, perfect. Perfect. I think one thing that's worth keeping an eye on in the shop, especially with the kind of adapted kind of modification we've got there, is some form of baler. I think I just flashed past one, but it was a big square baler, too much money. But yeah, a small baler, a round baler probably would be quite ideal actually. So we will keep an eye on that. Now, after we finish this, I don't think there is a huge amount to be done in this episode. Or in this game month, I should say, not this episode, it's only just started. So, we'll have a look at contracts. I stupidly made the mistake of assuming there were no contracts at the end of the last episode. Actually, I hadn't clicked over onto the correct tab. So, I have to remember that when you look at active contracts, to get more, you've got to switch back to the left to get the available contracts. Just, again, it's another one of those getting used to a new game thing, isn't it? Again, I probably preferred the way FS22 did it, but only because I'm not used to it. I'll get used to it. We'll all get used to these kind of weird things, I'm sure. Now, did I miss a little bit over here? I noticed that it doesn't actually deform the ground that much. I don't even see it well. It doesn't deform the ground that much compared to a ploughed state. Yeah, which is good. I guess more realistic. The ground is more compact now. Right, I do think we've got it now. If we didn't, then it's tough luck, isn't it? Right, let's go, let's get this. Don't you think this piece of land is already transformed, isn't it? What did I say this was? Episode number 3. You can tell what my memory's like. I've only done 3 episodes and I've already forgot the number. But yeah, doesn't this look very, very much different? I think deleting that big kind of useless wooden sheds made quite a big difference, you know. No, yeah, this tractor does struggle though. It really does struggle. It's doing okay.
There was once a day that I would pray for you. I'd go and misbehave just so you'd notice too. Sneaking looks up and down from across the room. And damn, what a hell of a view. I feel good, you look great. I like you, I can't wait. A first time, a first date. You're so fine.
Okay, last little bit. It's not taking too long really. I'd more than likely popped that into a real quick time lapse though. Just because unusual for me, I couldn't find anything to talk about. So I really, really love this, you know. Let's just abandon that there a minute. This is just good, isn't it? There's obviously something weird going on here. I've got like a perfectly intact square, which is kind of odd, but I just love the way that this kind of, oh, just done it there as well. That must be probably in line with where that shed was. So it's obviously caused some weird kind of issues there, I think. But how cool is that? This is just fantastic, isn't it? Oh, and here comes the rain. Oh dear. Okay, I'm going to have a quick look at what contracts there are. Now that I've realised there's a whole big list of them, and I was being silly. I don't know what we're going to do though. I mean, maybe if there's a contract to sow a field, that could be alright, because actually we still got 924 litres, so only use 76 litres of seed then to do, I mean, the tiniest fields on the whole map, in all fairness. But yeah, maybe something for sowing is available. We'll have a little look a minute. But I am just going to stand here while I'm doing that. Get myself wet. Get myself wet. I'm not really dressed. I need a coat, really. I want to see if that pesky rain washes my dirty tractor. Because I might have to start parking the tractor back in the shed again, you know, if it's going to clean it. I can't be dealing with that. But I would like to see what this looks like. Yeah, that would be pretty cool. Anyway, right, we'll leave it there like that. We'll go on to here. So let's jump back to the top a minute. So yeah, I made the mistake at the top here. You've got new, then you've got active. I looked at this screen and I was like, God, there's no contracts left. Where have they all gone? Yeah, you have to move it back to new each time you do it. So what have we got? Cultivating. We don't have a cultivator, so that's no good, although that looks like an easy contract to do. We've got Deadwood for Noah. He's got one impressive mustache, hasn't he? Look at that. Wow. Movember. See, he's representing Movember. What else have we got? Fertilising. Problem is, for Walter, we don't have enough money to buy fertiliser, so that's out of the question, isn't it? Harvesting, I'm surprised. Oh, yeah, no, I'm not doing that. I'm not. That's going to be potato or beets or something. Yeah, I'm not doing that. Forget that. In fact, they're all pretty much. What's that one? Cotton. Wow. Yeah, so let's forget those. Hoeing, we don't actually have a weeder, so that's no good. We could do a ploughing contract. Oh my goodness, how long will that take though? That would take quite some time. They're disappearing in front of us as well, so we don't have a sprayer. Sowing. Okay, so we could do some sowing. That again though, that does look like a large field. In fact, I think that's the one I've seen 2 or 3 people do actually now, because it's part of the intro, isn't it? That is a big field for a 4 metre. What else have we got? Wood transport. I don't know the way it kind of jumps you between it. That's weird. Yeah, we don't have anything to transport wood. So actually, there's nothing here that we can do. What is a Deadwood contract? In this area, there is a problem with Deadwood. Help the owner cut down all the dead trees. Each tree is already marked, which is cool. Bit like Silver Run, isn't it? And you can sell them afterwards. Okay. Okay. Well, that's interesting. Reward per tree. Okay. Does that mean that's how much they sell for? Penalty per tree. That must be if you chop the wrong ones down. Maybe. Should we try that? I don't own. I'm going to accept that. I'm not going to borrow that massive great forestry thing though. I reckon I can just do this with chainsaw, surely. Let's accept that. Good. So it's moved to here. That's now moved to active, which is great. I do like the progress bar in the top corner. That's cool. I also noticed then there was something else added to the shop. Oh, it's a fent as well. Nice. Do you know that's one of the it's even a special edition. It's one of the only tractor brands I've never really used properly, you know, the fence. Not on any of my series in the past. I've never really used them. I don't know why. What does that max to? 171 here. It's not much better than what we got, is it? Yeah, okay. Cool. So we've got a contract. It's going to be interesting to do it. It's going to be interesting. Just one slight problem. I believe chainsaws are 1,000, just like they were. They've removed the option of picking one of these up when it's quite small. That's a bit annoying, actually. What about honey? 31 litres of honey, but again, I can't pick it up. You used to be able to pick up the small ones, didn't you? So that's no good either. Maybe we shouldn't have spent so much money on chickens. Yeah, that's not very good. So, we need to do something to earn a bit of money. And I think it's just going to be drive this back to the shop. Pick up the weird pallet fork from that strange incident that we had. Come back and just sell what we've got. I mean, eggs, honey, probably not worth a lot. As long as it's worth more than £160, we'll do it. It is cleaning my tractor, isn't it? It's cleaning the mud off my tyres. How dare you. I love the way that the rain reflects on this though. It is, look at it. It's great, isn't it? It is really good. Oh, and the rain stopped. That didn't last long, did it? Okay, right. Well, we kind of got a plan. Let's just have a quick look. Well, these menus will take some getting used to, won't they? They're also, wow. There also seems to be a lot of stuff that you can sell. I'm only like a third of the way through the list there. Let's have a look. Eggs. So, for every 1,000... okay. Just trying to work it out in my head. How much are we actually going to get? Okay, right. So, I didn't add that up. I can't be doing with that. I can't be doing with maths like that so late at night. So, what I'm actually going to do is jump into construction, and we'll do a little bit of a yard cleanup because we need it. We need to do a bit of a yard cleanup. I do apologise in advance. You're going to hear this noisy keyboard again. Now let's just see what we got here, because actually these will probably give us a little bit of money as well. So 2 birds, 1 stone. That's what they're saying it. Look at that. See, £347 we'll make from selling that. I don't always like to get rid of the decorations, but when needs must. When needs must. What do I want to get rid of? Fats. No, that can stay there. Right. Is this a bit of cheating? I don't know. No, it's not. It's all in the way, isn't it? I'm going to sell that, you know. Get rid of that. Let's do it. Cool. Right. So that has solved the problem. Now, oh, jumped into here. There's more stuff in the shop already. Look, it's an even bigger version of what we've got. We're struggling with the little one, let alone a big one. Right, I'm going to go into here, into hand tools. I did just quickly check, they are 1,000. Any particular kind of colour? I do not think so. Let's go with a steel. 1,000. Now, I'm just wondering, do I have to go to the shop and get that, or is it just in this menu? How do I open the... Oh, there you go. Cool. Right, that is ready to go. So, what we will do then is take this tractor and we'll drop that out. We don't really have a flat... I'm wondering now, you know, do I go in the car? No, I'm not going to go in the car. I'm going to go in the tractor, but I'm going to go with this trailer. I reckon we could just cut it to hand. Cool, but that was a good job. This has got good brakes. I know it took the fence out then. Yeah, I'm going to cut it by hand, and then let's try and let's figure out how I'm going to get around here, because that's going to be quite a tight turn, isn't it? Yeah, I reckon I can pile quite a bit of it in the back. This will be a good little test for me as well of how the physics are with timber. Oh dear, I thought I was going to miss those eggs, you know. Right, that's half of them just cracked all over the floor, isn't it? Fortunately, the physics for eggs and pallets don't actually get damaged, so that's good, isn't it? Right, let's open this up. From what I can remember, I've got to go pretty much left straight away out here. So we'll do that now. We'll leave the gate open. We'll be back shortly. Yeah, I think it's up here, isn't it? I don't know. I'm going to have to check. Oh, no, it's miles away. What am I thinking about? Okay. Best way. Back by the store, I guess. Right, let's do it. Let's do it. So yeah, I don't know the fee thing. I think you get charged 7,000 if you chop down a tree that doesn't have a cross. And I'm assuming it's a cross. Again, I'm going with kind of FS25 silver run theory here. But do you get £150 for every tree that you sell? Or do you get a £150 bonus on top of what the contract's paying? And then you still sell the trees on top of that? I really don't know. I really don't know. Do you know, I never actually did one of these contracts even in Silver Run back in FS22. So this will be a learning curve for me. And hopefully it pays relatively well. Because, yeah, as always, we are struggling a bit for money. To think, I was getting carried away and looking at that John Deere at the beginning of this episode. Yeah, reality check moment. That ain't gonna happen. Now, I've not yet seen a vehicle overtake me. I keep looking behind in the hope that I might see something, but nothing as of yet. But I'm sure it will happen. Oh, I tell you what, I might have to turn that mod off that tells you about new vehicles in the used shop, because it's all it's showing in the top corner. It's a bit of a nightmare. A bit of a nightmare. The fog does look cool, doesn't it? Right, come on. I'll meet you there in a second anyway. This might take a little while. Just got overtaken by a car and he nearly had a head-on collision with the other car then. I don't know if you've seen that. That was shocking. I do love the views on this map. Look at that down there. Look at that. There's like a strategically placed fallen tree there, look, which makes me think this map might have some form of collectible or something. It would not surprise me. Base game maps always did, didn't they? I guess I could have gone collectible hunting. That would have given me a little bit of a boost. But I don't want to do that. I will do that because, again, this is trying to make the base game harder. I could have cut that way there, can I? Yeah, let's say that's not a right away. Let's go through the road. Yeah, so I'm just trying to make the base game a little bit harder, but I'm trying to play it like the base game, so there's nothing stopping me getting collectibles, I guess. So, if I see them, if I pass them, I'll pick them up. Whoa. I'm sure that's a stop sign there, is it not? Yeah, what are you playing at, mate? Someone's just eaten that sign over as well. That was not me. Right, here we are, anyway. So, I'll just leave this here and turn off the engine. Lovely. And we'll go on a bit of a hunt now. I mean, they kind of stand out actually, don't they? There's one there for definite. Now, is this the same as FS22? Is it going to... Okay. Oh, I like that this is still squared to the tree now, you know. That's a new thing. Let's chop that. Is it going to fall to my left now? Let's have a look. Oh, no. Oh, no. Why did I do that? That was shocking. I think we will clear these into the trailer as we go. Now, is this gonna be... Is this gonna work like FS22? Can I just run up the tree? I feel like maybe it just missed a couple. But we will find out. Oh dear, look. Oh no, it's dented my bonnet. Okay, cool. Did it? Oh no, it didn't. Oh yeah, it did. Yeah. It missed one or two down here. So that trick doesn't work quite as well. Oh, it did then though. Kind of still works. Right. Well, first of all, let's rescue my tractor. God, you move slow with this, don't you? Why can't... But you actually move faster crawling. Yeah, look. Right, okay, so for some reason you have to crawl with a chainsaw. There you go. Right, let's try and get... Assumptions... Deadwood's going to be a lot less weight, you would assume. I mean, I doubt it, but no. Can't pick that up. Surely I can get that bit though, can't I? Yeah. Yeah, you would assume Deadwood's worth less because it weighs less. Let's try and... Oh, no, I don't... Yeah, do you know, I had a feeling this was not going to go very well. Oh, let me get it. As soon as it started going through the inside of that trailer, I thought, no, this is not going to be very good at all. Fortunately, I can jump like... Oh, I can jump like I'm on the moon, but still not quite high enough. Okay, right. Let's, oh dear. Oh, and now it's going through. Yeah, I think, I think a patch is needed. Listen now to make a new lamppost. A patch is needed on this game, isn't it, at some point? For definite. Right, is that going to stay in or is it just going to roll out the trailer? That's good now, isn't it? Surely. Let's moon jump. There we go. Yeah, that looks pretty good. Right. Hopefully I can do this without too many more problems. So, what I'll probably do for a minute is I will get on with this. It won't even let me cut it now. I'll get on with this. Oh, there you go. And I'll put it in a time lapse. Yeah. So I will catch you. No, it's not working. Oh, it's not working. Right, see you in a moment.
I drink straight, don't waste time to my place. I feel my heart erase. So catch me if I fall. Praying that this night's gonna last. You got it all on tap. I'm loving your vibe, always have your back. We like all the same tracks. Listen all night in the sheets all black. Said I'm falling fast. Don't remember life before you, that's fact. I feel good, you look great. I like you, I can't wait. A first time.
Well, I cannot believe it. I cannot believe. We literally, right. Not. I had the time at times 15 So yes, it was moving a bit quick, but that contract, the Deadwood contract, we chopped down one tree, and it expired. It expired, would you believe it? And the tree that I then spent the time chopping down disappeared out the trailer. So yeah, that's pretty... I've seen some comments, I have seen some people say that the contracts expire, but I thought it would just be kind of, you know, if I skipped the game month, if I slept overnight, by the next day it would be gone. I kind of get that, but I didn't expect it to expire within 4 game hours. That's crazy, absolutely crazy. So what I have done is I've slowed the time back down to ×1, and we've just made that nice long wasteful drive. In fact, we're going to go here back to the yard, because I'm going to connect the mower now. You might see in the top corner we did pick up, there's some new contracts up here, and we can do a little bit of grass mowing. Must be the last bit of mowing for the year, I guess. So it's only like 1,300 quid, but it's about the same as what the Deadwood contract was going to pay anyway, so it's fine. Right, I am going to shut that gate behind us. Bad habit leaving them open. I know I left the other one open. I'm also going to drive purposely through that weird square patch. I'll try and understand. Oh yeah, no, it's doing it now. That's weird, isn't it? That was a weird one. Right, so yeah, that was an absolute fail. Honestly. A little bit frustrating, actually. A little bit annoying. But it's fine. It is what it is. Now, the best way to do this, try not to crack any more eggs from this pallet. Probably will. We'll just do the exact opposite of what I just did a minute ago. Yeah, I'm surprised at that, actually. I really am. That was a bit too fast. I mean, give me a chance. I barely had enough chance to get the chainsaw out of my pocket. Which is another thing. I seem to remember, I don't know, maybe I'm wrong, but I seem to remember reading something about chainsaws being more of like a hand tool that you kind of picked up to use, rather than kind of it being in the same pocket as my torch. Yeah, I don't know. Right, what I'm going to do is pull up into the middle, drop off the mower. I did have a look. I thought I'd press record, but I hadn't. So I just had a look at the vehicle stats, and this Zeta is not powerful enough to run that mower. So it would have been much easier if it was. It would have saved me a bit of a drive, but it's fine. Oh, hello. We appeared inside the barn. There we go. That's what I get for parking it so close, wasn't it? Right. So I'm going to. Am I going to put this into a time lapse? I'm not sure. I have full intention of putting this into a time-lapse. However, because it's been a bit of a weird episode with so much time wasted just doing that bit of a Deadwood thing, I don't know if actually I might skip it when I come around to actually recording it. What I will show, though, is this is where the field is, look. So this time we are taking a hard left straight away, and then a hard right, and we're following it all the way down until we see something flashing at us. So, yeah. I'll keep recording this, but it might be a time lapse, it might not be. Either way, I'll speak to you in a minute.
I'm falling fast, sitting here praying that this night's gonna last. You got it all on tap, I'm loving your vibe, always have your back. We like all the same tracks, listen all night in the sheets all black. Said I'm falling fast, don't remember life before you, that's facts. I feel good, you look great, I like you, I can't wait. A first time, a first date, you're so fine, I'm so late. You sip wine, I drink straight, don't waste time to my place. I feel my heart erase, so catch me if I fall.
Okay, that was actually a relatively quick job. Yeah, not too bad. I really don't know if I like the fact that it doesn't let you finish the actual field, you know. I don't know. Most of the time, I like to finish it. Sometimes I don't. But most of the time, I like to finish it. It just looks random, doesn't it? I don't know. There's just something about me that makes me feel like that's not done properly. Anyway, before this changes its mind and decides to expire as well, let's get onto here. Collect that money. Yes, Walter, you give us £1,480. Thank you very much. And magically bailed again by the time you get back. Amazing. Lovely. Okay, 1,717. Should I have a look in the shop, see if there's any bargains? Look at how much stuff is in here. Wow. All of this is new since the last time I looked. Yeah, there's nothing I want though. Nothing I can afford. Nothing I want. You ain't really affording a lot in base game, are you? 1,717. I don't even know what I'm thinking about. Right, we're going to head back to the farm. The homestead. The small holding. Lots of suggestions of what I should call it. Because it isn't really a farm, is it? Let's be honest. It's not really a farm. Right, okay, good. Well, kind of frustrating a little bit, actually, that we had that whole issue then with the Deadwood. I was quite enjoying and looking forward to finishing that contract just to see what the outcome was. But everything happens for a reason. It wasn't meant to be for some reason. This is quite funky here, isn't it? This is quite cool. It's got lots of nice features here. Obviously, we're not selling anything, but I just like it. It's just very deep. Oh, I'm not even going to be able to drive through there, am I? No. Don't want to take up someone's building. Yeah, I just like it though. I like the detail that they've put into this map. What is this? This must be the wagon making place. I did notice this in screenshots, I think. I'm sure there were some screenshots that they released. Yeah, I've seen this. I've seen it from this kind of angle. Definitely. It is pretty cool though, isn't it? There's a lot going on here. Yeah, I like it. I like it. I wonder if you make a wagon, you'd be able to drive one around. That would be pretty cool. Oh, I like all of this as well. I like this. This is good. This is great actually. This is the kind of landscaping involved to do all of this. I like it. This is kind of challenging landscaping I'd quite like to do myself, to be honest with you. Now, I have been thinking about money. I think, personally, collectibles like here and now, if we pass it and we see something, I don't even know what they are. I'm sure there are some. I'm sure I've seen little rumours around, but I don't know what they are. Not sure. But loan, I don't think I want to allow the loans, if I'm honest. Because I just think that's going to ruin it, isn't it? That's just going to ruin everything and make it far too easy. So a little collectible, if I see somewhere that looks interesting, I'll stop off. If I find something, great. But loans, no, I don't think so. I don't think so. Cool, right. Wow, that was a wasted trip, but it looked nice anyway, so it was worth it, wasn't it? Brilliant. Right, I will meet you back at the farm, and I'll try and guesstimate where I am time-wise to see just how long I am into the episode. And is this the end of the episode? Is this not the end of the episode? I don't know. I'll see you in a sec. Okay, here we are. We are back. Indicating. I want to see if the mod... Yeah, it does work. It automatically turns off the indicators when you turn. That's cool. That's one of my favourite mods actually from FS25, so it's nice that that's already here. Amazing. Right. The problem with this mower is it's absolutely huge, isn't it? So I can't really put it anywhere. So we'll put it here in our kind of outdoor dumping area. There we go. Brilliant. Right. Wow. let's just summarise, see where we are at. That looks pretty cool planted, doesn't it? I like the texture. The lighting's a bit iffy at the minute, but I do like the texture. Is this a bit like I missed, or is it a bit like I just turned on? I'm guessing that's just where I turned. Yeah, they're just tire marks, aren't they? I hope so. Right, pretty good. And that one's pretty good as well, isn't it? Ideal. Okay, I think we're going to call it there, you know. So we're ending the episode of 1717, which is a lot more than what we started with. It's probably double the amount we started with, give or take a few pounds here and there. So pretty good. Oh, try and put my torch away. Got my chainsaw out. I'll get used to these controls eventually. Good. Yeah, so relatively successful episode-ish. Apart from the whole Deadwood. The Deadwood contract was a dud. We got mugged off a little bit there. He just used us. That Noah with the fancy mustache just used us to cut down one of his trees and then didn't pay us. Cheeky. Cheeky, cheeky. I reckon next episode in November, going by my FS knowledge that is, but eggs are normally worth a bit more, so 55 there now. If that rounds up to 100, that would be pretty cool. Yep, and then it's not a lot of money, is it? But we will sell them. And you never know how much honey we got now. 31 litres. That's a slow burner, isn't it, honey? That is a slow burner. At least the bees don't sting, though. So yeah, anyway, I hope you've enjoyed it. Episode number 3. Wow, I mean, episode 1, episode 2 is probably a little bit more interesting, wasn't it? And I think also I've managed to go a whole entire episode without some sort of weird innuendo, which is very unusual, actually. I think I need to start planning out my roleplay story mode, get Travaskis going again, don't I? That'll get me back into the weird innuendo side of things again. Anyway, thank you for watching, and until episode number 4, cheers and go.